Dude, it was in the soap.
I'm sorry, Todd.
It was in the soap.
You stay the fuck out of my business, unless you want to piss me off.
Wow.
You want to piss me off?
No, Todd.
Wow. Now this is really interesting because this guy is clearly abusive, and you would get really angry, but would the android be angry? Would the android be able to keep its cool? I would think that the android wants... Clearly the androids have self-preservation, because, you saw what happened to Daniel. So... But is it allowed to defend itself, is the big question. I can't imagine what this poor girl must be going through. Can I talk to her? Can I talk to you, Alice? Alice? How about if I read to you? All sports. Android power. Should it be outlawed? Football frenzy. The latest transfer speculations. Android power. Should it be outlawed? In its third game of the season, Android pitcher X67 threw a pitch that broke the 120 miles per hour mark. The human batsman wasn't able to swing until the ball had already reached the catcher's glove. Androids were introduced as a one-per-team innovation. Interesting, one per team. That sounds fair. But they've come to dominate team strategy. Every draft seems to sees the major professional baseball teams breaking their own transfer records to purchase these latest Android models, but is the game suffering? That is really interesting. I love all of this creative, world immersive issues that happens when you deal with this really interesting, topic. Jenny Waterfield, head of Fanzine's Home Run, says fans are becoming disenchanted. The magic of sport is seeing the limits of human potential. A machine breaking these kinds of records just isn't exciting or even surprising. But not everybody agrees. Christopher Lennox, a baseball pundit and ex-pitcher, thinks androids are making games more exciting. These machines are shaking things up and pushing players to do even better. The game can only survive by evolving. Like humanity. Century. Transport innovations that's shaking up California, connecting the dots. Politics in focus. Are American senators really corrupt? China earthquake kills 10,000 people. I'm wondering if California is still a state in this future. Connecting the dots. The transport innovation that's shaking up California. The new subtube completed its first journey today from Manhattan to downtown LA in under 2 hours, less than half the 5-hour flight time. The top speed of 1,800 miles per hour was made possible because the tube travels through a depressurized chamber, providing a near frictionless environment for its magnetized motors. For computers, this raises the tantalizing prospect of finishing a long shift in the Big Apple and putting your feet up on the Golden Coast. Took out the trash. Report to Todd. Blah, 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 blah. Apparently, I am not able to go up the stairs. I am not allowed to go up the stairs until I... Alright. There doesn't seem to be anything else. What is this box up here? It looked like it glowed for a second. Can I look at the list? Can't read that. Alright, Todd. I did everything that I could do down here. Don't...
I've made a good start down here. I'll head upstairs.
Do what you have to do, but stop bothering me.
Hey, I'm helping you out, dude. I am helping you out.
Out of the way, for fuck's sake!
I'm sorry, Todd. It won't happen again.
I like that. That was a really cool... I was thinking about that. Tidy Todd's room, tidy Alice's room, clean the bathroom. I was thinking about that too as I was walking past the TV, because I also understand, because I hate when people do that, when they could very well just go the other way. So I get it. I get it. He could have been a lot more polite about it, though. Just saying. Clean the bathrooms. Clean Todd's room. Make bed, clean mess, ventilate the room. Is that more pills? Clean mess. All this liquor. This is so sad. No wonder. This guy's would be falling apart if it wasn't for this, for Cara. Tidy up all the stuff. Read. He definitely likes his sports. Android quarterback. CyberLife unveils Android quarterback. Slam dunk interview. Actually, what did it say at the top? Have androids killed baseball. Full feature. That was in the other magazine. Android quarterback. CyberLife unveils Android quarterback. American football has largely resisted the spread of Android players, with top-tier games still an exclusively human affair. But that may be about to change. Following CyberLife's recent unveiling of technical demo, QB 1000, an Android quarterback capable of throwing from end zone to end zone, and hitting a target 6 inches wide. The model is also programmed with over 1,500 plays, from classics such as bootlegs and handoffs to more specialized maneuvers, all of which can be adapted in real time. Wow. Impressive. QB 1000 was revealed at a recent CyberLife exhibition in Detroit, where the Android manufacturer showed a variety of prototypes designed to show the potential of bleeding-edge technology. But while CyberLife's latest innovation has some fans drooling, Roy Kenstone, founder of the anti-Android fan group, sees a sinister aspect. CyberLife know exactly what they are doing with this demonstration. They hope to distort our sport in the same way they have all the others. Despite these reservations, some consider this simply a matter of time, with basketball and baseball already contemplating Android players. LED sporting QB might be just around the corner. Tech Addict, the quantum magnet that could scrub carbon from air, the price of life, how driverless vehicles make life and death decisions. Space tourism, is Mars your next holiday destination? When a driverless vehicle foresees an accident, the car's computer makes life and death decisions. For example, deciding which of 2 pedestrians to hit. What? But the exact process by which cars make these decisions is not very well understood. Martin Forlong of Crown Cars tries to clarify. In these situations, the car's image system gathers data to determine the pedestrian's age, gender, life expectancy in the blink of an eye. Wow! It decides which 2 pedestrians to hit based on their life expectancy and age and gender? This data is parsed through the public record to determine marital status, employment record, life expectancy, and whether they have children. Wow! The car then assigns a value to each possible victim based on criteria like their contribution to society? We put a premium on the lives that will save other lives, like doctors and nurses. This is really interesting. Like, it makes sense. I hate to say that, but like, on one hand, when you're looking at it from a very logical position, like a machine, logical position, if it has to try, if it is forced to, if it has no other choice but to hit one of 2 pedestrians, instead of just picking a pedestrian arbitrarily or picking one at random, it tries to determine the value of the pedestrians and then hits the one of lesser value. That's really uncomfortable to think about. I mean, but it's really uncomfortable. But like, it makes logical sense, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to say that no person's life is more valuable than another. But as human beings, you know, women and children first. You know, that saying, women and children first, or, you know, when you're playing Telltale games, for example, Or when you're playing a game where you have to choose those hypothetical decisions where you have to choose between, the older, elderly person versus the child. We do that. Like, I think many of us would not just arbitrarily pick necessarily. Many of us, if we had to make that choice in a split instant and we were forced to have to take the life of one or the other, even if it wasn't on purpose, I think many of us would choose to save the child over, the older person. And at that moment, we are valuing the child's life more than the older person. So then you start talking about the doctor versus the person who doesn't really like contribute to society, or, a heartless criminal versus, your loving mother or your children. I don't think most people would arbitrarily pick at random, do I want to hit my own children, or do I want to hit the, heartless criminal murder? I mean, many of us would value our children, as we probably should, over the criminal. So we want to say that this makes us uncomfortable, but we do it as humans all the time. We value people's life. We value people over each other all the time. Is that right? Morally, is that right? This is really interesting stuff. Let me know what you think about all that in the comments, guys, because that's really, really interesting. I don't know how to... I'm not sure, like... It makes me very uncomfortable, but I'm glad this question is... This game is raising these kind of questions. All this may sound very reasonable, but Felix Gamble, head of Anti-Automation League AL, says the system has no right to make such judgments. Somebody with a criminal record is not necessarily less valuable to society than a doctor. That kind of information is irrelevant to the sanctity of human life. There's something to be said about that, but Furlong dismisses such claims. We want our cars to make the best possible choices, and that means acting on the basis of all the information they can gather. The more, the better. I mean, their intentions are clearly good. They're trying to get the best outcome of a situation, of a horrible, tragic situation, and I guess logically, why not gather as much information as possible to make the most optimal choice? Is this something I shouldn't be picking up? Is this not safe for work? What? What is it? What is it? I didn't quite see it. I didn't completely see it. Ventilate.
And now to sports. First up, basketball. As the Gears prepare for their critical match with Denver tonight at the CyberLife Arena in Detroit, league negotiations are still ongoing over the possibility of allowing one Android player per squad.
Right.
Debate rages as to whether the change would lead to more exciting matches or be the first step in making human players obsolete.
Yeah, that is a
CyberLife has
concern.
announced its willingness to participate in the experiment by providing one specialized model to every team. Now, androids are already used to train players and provide tactical advice for coaches since 2035, but no android player has been permitted to compete so far.
I'm wondering if there's a penalty for me watching this TV. I'm already mesmerized by what's happening.
Another
what's next?
225,000 jobs were lost from the U.S. economy in October, according to the Department of Labor, bringing the unemployment figure up to 37.3.
President Warren spoke today at the opening
President
of the new
Warren.
CyberLife plant near Milwaukee. At the event, the president again praised CyberLife's role in the exceptional performance of the U.S. economy. She further announced that the Department of Defense will acquire 200,000 android combat units as part of her increased military spending.
Interesting. Oops, his drugs. Is Todd gonna be like messing with us because we're looking at the drugs? I see, they shouldn't say take. Antidepressant contains thiamine, risk of behavioral disorders. Oh. He's got a gun. You've unlocked dialogue for action for often beneficial. Oh, often. I love how it says often beneficial. The interesting thing is if unlocked dialogue actually hurts you. I'm wondering if that would like kill her. Clean the bathroom. Oh boy, it must smell terrible in here. That's it. Clean the restroom and clean the bathroom. Arrange bottles, store dirty clothes. Mop the floor. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. The swipe pad needs to be a little bit more sensitive. Did I do everything in here? Alright. Just making sure. Let's go ahead and clean up Alice's room. Alice,
I just want to tidy up your room a little. I only need 2 minutes. Is that okay, Alice?
Can I talk to her? Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. Of course.
Warm. Nice, she likes us. So maybe she'll end up trusting us a little bit? Maybe? I wanted to look at her. Make the bed. I'm sure I totally understand being nervous around Cara. Maybe it's because of her past. Maybe it's because she knew something that she did, and that's why she's a little bit nervous around her. Maybe.
Seems you like reading.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't remember that because my memory and all that good stuff. What's in the box? Hopefully nothing like private treasure. I don't know if I want to rummage through a girl's secret treasure box. I think that would be a little inappropriate, especially with her right in front of me, you know. I want to give her some privacy. Don't want to invade her privacy. Something unlocked. Talk to Alice. Make her really like us. Friendly.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
Interests?
You should tell me about yourself. What you like to do, where you like to go, your favorite foods. That would really help me. Your father said you chose my name. Cara. It's nice. How did you choose it?
Trusted. Nice. I got her trust. I don't know if I want to ask about the mom. I feel like that's a touchy subject.
You're very quiet. I hope I don't scare you.
I'm not going to ask about the mom. That's going to be like... Oh. Oh. I'm glad I didn't ask about the mom. If you don't know, probably best not to ask. Nice. Nice. AW, Alice in Wonderland's treasures. What is in the box, Alice? What have you got in the box? Are we about to find out what happened to the mom? Four-leaf clover. Pictures of... Her mom's pretty. Back in better days. Oh. She's sad and she has blood on her head? Oh. Does he abuse her? Does he abuse her? He hit her mom. And did her mom die because... Oh, that's Cara? Oh, he did something to Cara. Interesting. Interesting. She didn't want to tell her, so she showed her. Oh. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh no. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this situation. But I will say though, if I have to choose between saving Cara and saving Alice, I'm saving Alice.
What are you doing?
I'm playing.
No. If I have to be reset again, so be
I know
it.
what you're thinking.
If this character's gonna die
You think your dad's
saving
a
this
low
girl,
life?
so be it.
Huh? Fucking loser? Can't get a job, take care of his family?
Because you're doing...
Don't you think I
need to
tried
clean
to
it
make
up.
things work? But whatever I do, when someone comes along, they just fuck it all up!
So why are you blaming
I know
her?
what you think of me.
Why are you blaming
You
her?
hate me. You hate me, don't you?
I think you hate yourself.
Say it! You hate me!
You hate yourself, sir. That's the problem. How can you expect to love anyone else if you can't even love yourself?
What am I doing?
You need help, sir.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
If you're sorry, you get some help.
You know I love you, don't you? You know I love you.
Gotta love yourself, man, before you love anyone else. You clearly do not love yourself. I think the person that you hate the most is you. And that's where you have to start. Oh my goodness. Public opinion skeptical. Cara sees the... Oh my! 100... Was this 100%? Ooh, I think I did everything, guys. 100% completed. Public opinion still skeptical. Alice trusted. Trophy earned secrets. That was a really cool scene. I really enjoyed that. I am, again... Cara discovers a way down. Oh. Ventilate. Cara discovers a way down. So that will affect things later on in the game. Cara sees the gun. So we know that's going to come into play later. Open Alice's box. This is really interesting, guys. I am really loving this game. I have no idea what the reviews are of this. I don't know if the reviews for this are just as mixed as Beyond Two Souls was. I have no idea if this game a lot of people can't stand and hate. I haven't read any reviews or anything. I don't care. It's because at the end of the day, as long as I enjoy the game, that's all I care. I could be in the vast minority and love a game like this, and everybody else could hate it. But as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as I'm enjoying it, that's all that matters to me. So I'm loving it. I'm really loving this game, you guys. And I'm hoping if you're watching this Let's Play, you're loving it too. Because I'm really enjoying discovering what everything about the story and everything about the characters. This is definitely a game that was made for me, and I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this journey so far. November 5th, 2038, 9:58 a.m. It's Marcus. Yeah, he just came back. I wonder who Marcus's owner is. Oh wow! Why does this look like the Xavier Institute for Gifted Mutants? Post package. Deposit package. This is a really... Retrieve order 847 at Bellini Paints package collected deposit package. I'm really intrigued by... This is a huge difference in social status compared to Cara's situation, right? And I love that. I should take a pause right now because I did want to bring up something before I get knee deep into Marcus's storyline more. I rewatched the epilogue again, my playthrough of the epilogue, because I just posted the first episode onto my channel this morning. And I was listening to the things that Daniel was saying when he was up on that roof. And because I didn't get a chance to really fully grasp everything he was saying to Connor at the time. And what I found really heartbreaking is that he was saying things like, I thought that these people loved me, I thought that I was a part of their family, but no, to them I'm just a toy. I was just their personal toy that they can just throw away when they're done with. And then Connor's response was, these emotions, these feelings of attachment, dare I say, these feelings of love, is a bug or it's a defect in his programming. That, you know, these androids are not meant to love other people. They're not meant to have these attachments to other people. And it's really sad because, yes, Daniel is going about his frustration and his grief in totally the wrong way. But androids, at least strictly speaking, now I think we can definitely see an evolution of androids during the course of this story. I think part of the story is going to be seeing where the line really starts to fuzz over and gray out, that line between human and android, machine, synthetics, and organics, where that line dissolves away. Because as someone who isn't built to have emotions, I can understand that a platform or a creature who is not meant to be able to have emotions doesn't know how to handle said emotions when they're under distress or under duress. So I can understand him lashing out the way he is. I can understand him, you know, even threatening to kill that poor little girl, not because I condone what he does, but because we as humans, we're supposed to have these emotions and we're supposed to have a quote-unquote conscience. And I don't think that androids, at least when they were originally designed and built, weren't innately supposed to have consciences. Like, they're supposed to have protocols or rules placed on them. Like, a android is not supposed to wield a weapon. That's more, I think, because of a rule versus a conscience kind of thing. So there's a difference. So it looked like Daniel was becoming more and more human, therefore he saw himself as more of a human and he wanted to be treated equally as part of the family, only to be betrayed. And he didn't know how to deal with that betrayal because they were just going to replace him, or at least in his mind, they were just going to replace him. It could very well be that he wasn't necessarily going to be replaced. Maybe they were going to have just another android in the family. He could also be right. They could also like, replace him, and that would be a horrible, tragic thing for him, because he sees himself as more than just a toy or just an object for the family's amusement or use in getting things done around the house, like Cara is. He sees himself as much more than that. So I don't blame him. I totally understand why he did what he did. I don't condone his method of dealing with it. And I think that a lot of it's because he just doesn't know better. And I think it's really interesting when Connor accepts that the things he's feeling is a defect. It's not supposed to be happening to him. It's not his fault that it's happening to him, but that doesn't stop them from shooting the guy. Because ultimately they value the life of the little girl over the life of an android. And again, we're talking about the value system here. But anyway, those are just things of my musings that I didn't have until after I rewatched that scene, which I thought would be interesting.